I appreciate that people are having a hard time. Me too.
Yeah.
I work for a living. If I had all the money in the world, I would not be here. Okay? So I'm a working person, you know? And my kid has to feed her family.
Goldberg was able to negotiate a salary for Sister Act 2, back in the habit between an estimated $7 million and $12 million, making Goldberg the highest paid actress in Hollywood at the time. In 2007, she joined The View as moderator and panelist.
Whoopi Goldberg got slammed by the Young Turks for claiming she's struggling financially despite being a millionaire. Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur obliterate her tone-deaf comments, exposing her wealth and mocking her attempt to relate to struggling Americans. They tear apart her narrative and call out the chaos on The View, where Sunny Hostin and others can't handle Democrats losing the working class vote. Let's see what Cenk Uygur and Ana Kasparian have to say.
There were millions and millions of people that felt heard, and that's what I'm trying to lock into. It won't change my stance, or maybe it will. I'm open to someone trying to convince me.
That Donald Trump is good for people?
If that's what you're hearing, you're missing my whole point.
I appreciate that people are having a hard time. Me too.
Yeah.
I work for a living.
Do you? All right, well, the ladies of The View are still trying to figure out what went wrong in the presidential election, with some still rejecting the idea that Democrats abandoning working class Americans certainly did not help their cause. Definitely hurt them in this election. What's even more interesting is how Whoopi Goldberg, someone who is worth tens of millions of dollars, views herself as a working class American. Let's take a look.
I appreciate that people are having a hard time. Me too.
Yeah.
I work for a living. If I had all the money in the world, I would not be here. Okay? So I'm a working person, you know? And my kid has to feed her family, you know? And my great-granddaughter has to be fed by her family. I know it's hard out there, but I also know that there are a lot of things that we just said, no, I'm just gonna go this way.
Right.
And a lot of that is also what happened. I love what she did, yay, you know? We talk to people all the time who say, this is what's bothering me. But the thing that's bothering everybody should not be the thing that puts 85% of other people in danger.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're saying.
I think the 60% of Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck already feel that they have been in danger.
Yeah, so, but she knows, Anna.
Right,
she knows.
right.
Now look, does she work?
I mean, that was absolutely absurd of Whoopi to go on there like, child, I gotta work for a living. Okay. Like, Whoopi Goldberg is acting like she has to get up and go to her job, her regular job, working at the supermarket or, you know, doing construction or something, you know? Like, no, you're a host on The View and you make a lot of money. And she's sitting there being like, well, I still have to work, child, or else I wouldn't be here. Listen, I don't have access to Whoopi Goldberg's bank accounts. I don't know how much she has in her wallet. But I think I think I would be correct in assuming that she has enough money that she doesn't have to do The View. Again, I don't have access to her bank accounts. I don't know how much she has, but listen, she's had a long career, been in many successful movies and shows. I think it's safe to say that she's made a good chunk of money that she doesn't have to do The View. So her coming on here and being like, I know the struggle, child. Like, come on. You're totally full of BS, Whoopi. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments below. Give this video a like. Subscribe to my channel. Let's continue.
Living, yeah, she does. She's a talk show host. That's working for a living.
Super hard work.
Okay, that's what we do. And by the way, sometimes it is hard.
No,
work.
it is hard work. Okay, we don't just come on the show and like talk out of our asses. Like
now, she has like 100 producers and one of 5 hosts. Like, I've done that kind of show before, and it's super easy. But anyway, but I'm not taking that away from her. My point is, Whoopi, you can't say like you work for a living and then I know your pain, etc., as if you're a person who isn't spectacularly wealthy. You have to at least acknowledge, look, guys, I get it. I'm wealthy and I used to be poor, but I haven't been poor in a long, long time. But here's the ways that I could relate. Just be honest about it, no problem, right? But when you make it seem like you're barely getting by and you're worried about feeding your grandkids.
Come on.
Come on.
No, she made it seem like she's struggling and that she has no choice but to, really pick herself up every day and just head over to work, and it's like a lot of manual labor. Like the way she carried herself in that segment was ridiculous. And look, we don't know exactly how much she's worth. I wanna be clear about that. There are some articles that keep citing celebrity net worth, which makes me wanna pull my hair out of my head.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Guys, that's based on nothing. Like people who believe that.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's a private citizen. She's not a public employee. So her earnings are not public information, but we can put some bits and pieces of what's been reported in the past together to figure out she's not a working class American, okay? So Goldberg was able to negotiate a salary for Sister Act 2 back in the habit between an estimated $7 million and $12 million, making Goldberg the highest paid actress in Hollywood at the time. In 2007, she joined The View as moderator and panelist alongside creator Barbara Walters, Joy Behar, Sherry Shepard, and Elizabeth Hasselbeck. In a 2016 report from Variety, Goldberg's one-year contract was estimated to be worth between $5 million and $6 million.
Yeah, you work for a living, but you're not a working class American. There's a difference.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's just, look, my point is, you don't understand what it's like to be a struggling American who's concerned about their financial stability. You get what I'm saying? Like
100%. No, look, we've covered The View a lot, unfortunately. And so the two things she said are just not remotely true. Which she's, about being a working class American. She said, me too. I guess maybe that's the new Me Too movement for rich people on TV. Look, working class, me too, me too. Come on, guys, come on. It insults our intelligence, right? But the second thing she said near the end there, if I understood it right, was she was saying, well, we talk to people all the time that disagree. Do you? I mean, I get it that you have you have the former Trump people, et cetera, but there are now never Trumpers have flipped and are on your side, and they gently bring up some points that other people might be thinking, et cetera, and then everybody yells, et cetera. But have you really brought on like a right-wing populist to hash out the issues? No way. Do you accept criticism within the Democratic Party, let's say from progressives or populists?
Oh, definitely not.
Oh my God,
definitely
no way.
Not. Yeah.
Like they're famous for telling everyone in the Democratic Party, shut up and accept Biden, accept Kamala Harris, accept Hillary Clinton, bow your head. That's mainly what The View does. So that's why it insults our intelligence and it's just offensive, but forget offensive, it's annoying for her to say like, we talk to people all the time, we're so open-minded. Come on,
look,
Whoopi.
In fact, it seemed like The View, like we hadn't been covering The View all that much prior to the election because it got boring. It seemed like they mostly agreed on everything. But it is interesting to see how conflict has increased on that show following the outcome of the election, because Sunny Hostin especially does not want to accept that Democrats lost due to the fact that they have abandoned the working class.
I mean, absolutely. I've covered Charlie Kirk demolishing Sunny Hostin's ridiculous take. And yeah, absolutely, Sunny Hostin has just been coping left and right. She's looked like she aged like 10, 15, 20 years, like she's super stressed out about the election. And I don't know if she's genuine in this. Sometimes it's hard to figure out if someone is just grifting or, shilling, I should say, or if they're genuine in their like TDS. But the way Sunny Hostin looks like, she always looks like she's on the verge of crying, like having a breakdown. And so it makes me wonder, like, dude, is she genuine? Like, does she have TDS? I think she does. The Young Turks absolutely nailed it right here. I'm not the biggest Young Turks fan. I've covered them a lot on my channel, especially Jake Uger's TDS. But I gotta say, like, it's things like this that make the Young Turks appear a little bit more objective. Because you'll never see criticism within the party like this on Pac-Man's show, I'll tell you that. But on the Young Turks, well, overall, they'll still carry the water for the Democrats. In situations like this, they'll at least be fair and criticize their own side once in a while. So kudos to Ana and Cenk. They were completely correct on their assessment on Whoopi Goldberg. And if you want to see more of the Young Turks, like the Cenk Uygur breakdowns that I've just mentioned, I have a whole playlist for you on the left-hand corner.